Before we dive into the video, remember to like, comment, and subscribe because it will help my channel a lot, and I'll appreciate you guys a lot for doing so. Welcome back to my channel, and today we are going to be talking about how to style some lighter skin tone poses with some darker makeups. I've been called out recently, and it was definitely correct. I've been posting a lot of different outfits. As you can see, this would be an outfit, and then this is an outfit, etc., etc. And it's been a long time since I've actually made an outfit that featured darker skin tones. For example, there is this one, and I can't even remember the last time I did something else, like this one as well, but it wasn't even styling with it. It was just to showcase a hair. Over here, somebody wrote, why don't you make more outfits with darker skin tones? So the reason why I don't make it is because it's really hard to make very dynamic outfits without poses. To be honest, I literally only have 2 darker skin tone poses. That would be over here, it would be Hip Hop Queen, and then I think the next one would be the one from Star Fantasy. But that's it. I don't have any other darker skin tone poses. So this makes it really difficult for me to make a piece where I feel like I wanted to post it and show it, because otherwise it's just going to have that standard pose. And a lot of the time people don't really look at outfits that have the standard pose, such as this one right now. I spent the whole today figuring out different ways where you can manipulate posed outfits that we had in the past for lighter skin tones and see if we can somehow manipulate it in a way where we could use it with the darker skin tones. 2 disclaimers. 1, I don't have every single outfit there is. Like, I know I do a lot of videos, but half the time I don't even finish the event and I don't even have the pose. If I go to Pigeon and show you, a lot of the times I have a lot of the items, but then I don't finish it because I decided that it's not worth it. Like, for example, this one, I didn't end up buying the entire recharge, and then I have this one which I barely finished. So a lot of times I don't have the posed version of the suits, so I'm limited this time by what I have. And second, I know some of the outfits I decided to show you guys, or I am planning to show you guys, some of them do require you to buy. Like, it requires you not to be a V0 player. Again, I'm sorry, I'm just limited to my wardrobe. So without further ado, let's start with number 1. And I'm gonna start off number 1 with a recharge set. I'm pretty sure you need to buy Demon Huntress. I don't think you can craft it. Maybe you can. Oh, never mind, you don't need to buy this. Oh, okay, well, I spent money on this one. How to gain. You can just use diamonds to buy it. That's good to know. So this one is a set where you can buy off the store. So technically, I'm not doing too bad right now. You can use the posed legs, and let me just show you. It's easier for me to show you. So Demon Huntress, and I'll show you that you are able to use darker skin tone with this. So maybe Rebellion, and I know you can see her arms, so there are several ways we can work around this. So number 1, we can make it so that she has gloves that extend all the way. Let me see if I can find gloves. Okay, these gloves are kind of ugly. Let me see if I can do something a little better. Like, even this one would work fine, and even this one. So why am I not choosing to use the skin? Well, if you use the skin, you can literally see it in the background, and it's the worst. Like, you have to kind of squint really hard and maybe put your phone a few feet away, and then maybe you can pass it off. One way you can try to get away with this, if you don't have any gloves that can cover all the way up her arm, is to choose a hosiery or hosiery, I don't know how to pronounce that word, and choose a darker one, like a dark one, and you can just kind of play it off as a shadow. So over here, you can see that it's a neat pose that you can work on with darker skin tones. Like, I can add different ones. So if I wanted to use Mighty Milky Way, I'd have to go to skin and then choose a darker one. And technically, it can work, you see? It's not that bad, and it actually works really, really nice. So these are some options, and this is why Demon Huntress is somewhat compatible with using a darker skin tone and a darker skin tone makeups. If I were to rate it, I think I would rate it like from 1 to 10, maybe like an 8, because it's pretty solid if you have to look at it. And let's say you choose not to use the skin tone, like you take it off. What can you do now? I'd have to take off the hosiery. I'll take off the socks. And another thing you can do is go to accessories, go to necklaces, and you can either choose a necklace, which is like a choker style, and hopefully it's high enough that it can somewhat cover the neck area, like this. This could literally work. Or you could find a scarf, so let's take that off, and hopefully it will. Okay, this one doesn't work that well, but you know what I mean. Like, if you have different scarves that manage to do the job, then you can be set that way. You just have to be very creative with this, and hopefully you have enough items in your wardrobe in order to find a way to cover up that neck area. Unfortunately, I couldn't find anything, and I think I'm just gonna stick with this bad boy over here, and that's number 1. So So number 2, what do we have? We have Claire's Wish. I want to see if you need to buy this or if you can craft it. Oh, you can craft this too now? What the heck? I didn't know that. Oh my god, why am I spending real life money on all of these outfits when I can literally craft it if I waited a year or two later? This is so annoying, but good for these V0 players because number 2 is Claire's Wish. So Claire's Wish is a funny one because she is almost fully covered up, especially with her hair. So her hair plays a very important role. And with this suit, I actually really like using Apple of the Eye, if I could spell it right. Oops. I love using this one because it just works really well with the whole outfit. But if you are super nitpicky, you can see that her arm that's showing actually shows that she has a lighter skin tone underneath. So how do you work with that? Honestly, if you were to use it, not as an avatar, but just in the Starry Corridor, cover it with anything. And when I say anything, just anything that's reasonable. Why don't you just make it so that the sword handle is covering it? So if we have a more appropriate, let's say, background. So this one, this could work, you know? To make it more realistic, we can make her smaller and then have her in the background. And then make the swords in the foreground so that it's like there's like more depth to it. You know, just make it creative. Just find out ways where you can hide it. And it's not that big of a spot to hide. It's literally just a slit of her arm. So if it really bothers you, then just hide it. And honestly, I think people are more focused on her legs. Like, look at those legs. She has legs for days. So I think that this is maybe a 9 on the scale from 1 to 10 in terms of how well it works with darker makeup. So if I were just to show off other makeups, I could just do Legendary, and you can see how all of them work pretty well as well. Also, I don't know if it's just me, but the leggings make it look like she has darker skin, kind of. It's not exactly the same skin tone, but if you just kind of glance at it, you might be saying, oh, like, this could be a darker skin tone. I don't know, but yeah. The reason why I said earlier the hair plays a very important role is because we have the neck problem as well. Look how annoying this is. Honestly, the neck is the worst, and again, I can't just put on the darker skin tone behind because if I were to match her neck area, you can see her feet in the background and you can also see her arms over here. So unfortunately, the only thing you could really do is to find hair that covers her neck, which isn't actually a lot. Like the one that I found recently over here, because one of the braids actually cover her entire neck. But a lot of times the hair just don't cover it and it's the worst thing ever. So that's just one example that I found. If I could just find it again, where'd you go? But it doesn't really fit the style. So honestly, if you just stick with the original hair from Claire's Wish, which is before daybreak, then you can pretty much pull this off. So that's number 2 over here. And next we have number 3, which is from WARCHANT. So WARCHANT is also another set you can technically get. It's hard to get because it's a lifetime suit, but once you have it, just use it, girl. It's totally free in a sense where you don't need to spend any diamonds. I don't think you need to spend any diamonds. Yeah, you don't need to spend any diamonds unless you decide to rush the princess stages. And then if I were to, I don't know, like Rebellion would work well. This one, look, she looks great. I think you have to use like a lighter makeup with this one because if you use anything too dark, then the area under her neck becomes too obvious that it's not part of the skin tone. So again, you can always cover it with a scarf, but then this one just kind of looks very natural. And I know her boobage area is lighter skin tone, but if you didn't know that, and if you weren't looking for it, it could technically look like it's part of the gold armor. But it's not that bad, and most of her body already is covered by some armor or piece of clothing, so I think that this suit works really well, especially with the lighter skin tone. Pull over here. Ooh, she might be a little too dark. Maybe not. Over here for Legendary, so one of the lighter ones over here. So here's another outfit you could have used in the case where you don't have any dark skin tone pose, but you really want to make a dark skin toned outfit and you wanted to make it dynamic. Okay, so on to the 4th one. Is there something else you can craft? Yes, ma'am, there is. It's called Angelica, and the best part about her is she's literally completely covered up. If you wanted to, you can just put on any darker skin tone and it works fine. See, she looks amazing. The reason why I keep going back to this one is because she has the prettiest eyes in the whole world. Plus she has a very nice expression on her, so definitely love it. You can also do this one because I find that the area around her legs, it kind of looks like her skin. So if we were to use a darker one, maybe here, yeah, like it would work totally amazing. You don't have to hide anything with her hair. She looks perfectly fine. You could use any style of hair you wanted. If you wanted to make something different, I can just go with this one. I could also take off her face mask, I think. Yeah, because unlike the other outfits, her neck is covered, so God bless. Her neck is covered, and voila, she looks amazing. From 1 to 10, I think she's a solid 10. If you wanted to make something sci-fi looking and you don't need to think of anything else, just pop on the makeup and any hairstyle you want, and you're set to go. Okay, so next, this is number 5, and it's called Red Shoes. So this one I think you actually need to buy. The problem with this set is you can only use the leg portion of it. So first, I want to just add on a skin tone. Do you see how her foot, just one part of her foot, it just doesn't go all the way down? So that's so frustrating. Like, you can kind of pull it off with a lighter skin tone, but why would you, honestly? Like, this really sucks. Let's find a dress where we can use. We can't use the other one because it's a pose dress, and unfortunately, it's hard to cover the arms. So we need something that's red looking. Oh, okay, fine. This one works well. One thing you can do is just blink really long and kind of try to ignore it. Number 2, you can write an angry email to Love Nikki and demand why that one foot isn't changing color. Like, obviously I know why, because it's a layering issue, but still. But whatever, we're not gonna think about that. So what can we do? Well, there's not really much you can do. A lot of the times you're just covering stuff with more stuff. You could do it like that. It's so ugly. You can do it like this. But what's the point? You want to show that there is a pose, because if you do this, it looks like she has a normal pose anyways. So what can you really do? Honestly, I don't know. I'm not one to tell you. I'm trying to be creative, but it's a joke because that's the only part of her foot that you want to look at. So if you're covering it, what's the point? Is there anything that's kind of translucent? Oh, you know what? Let's rotate this. Do you kind of see how it looks like it's smoky, but it's not? This is a whole long shot. Unfortunately, if I were to rate it out of 10, this would be a solid 0.5. And if you can make something work well with it, then show me, please show me. I would love to see. I wanted to end it off at 5, but then I just decided to throw out one more. It also doesn't really work. You have to squint a lot and you have to do a lot of ignoring. But if you really wanted to, this is another outfit that you didn't need to buy. It was part of an event. And was it free? I can't remember. But a lot of this outfit is covered up, even her hands. So her hands has gloves. And again, I think a lighter skin tone would work with this because you need to have something around her neck in order to hide her obvious change of color. So what can you do? Maybe we can just stick with Claire's wish. Ta-da! Here it is. It doesn't look that great, but there's still the thigh issue you need to worry about. So what can you do about the thigh issue? Maybe we can hide it with this guy. Oh no, you dropped your letter. Wait, let me just position them better. So she's over here. Ah, you dropped my letter. Why would you do that? See, this is nice. So that's it. That's all I have for you guys today. I tried to do my best given with what I have. I know there are a lot more different outfits or poses that you could have used with darker skin tones. It's just a matter of fact that I don't have it. If you want to leave other outfits that you have and that you know can work with some minor adjustments, be sure to comment it in the comments below because I would love to see it and maybe I could feature you in a future video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope this was helpful. It was pretty fun for me to try to figure out different outfits that we could use and see if it worked well with the different makeups. So thank you guys for watching. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe if you like this content, and I'll catch you all later. Bye!